Hey everyone, my name is Aiden.
My name is Sydney.
My name is Adolfo.
My name's Gracie.
I'm Asha.
And we're gonna go interview some people about human sexuality involving topics of
Relationships and communication.
contraception.
STI/STDs.
Pregnancy.
And anatomy.
So we'll see you next time or soon.
Ever had a dreams that you had?
What is the average size of an erect penis?
5 inches?
What do you mean size? Like,
That's suspicious. That's weird.
5, 4?
If I had to guess, I'd probably say 5 inches.
5 or 6 inches? I don't know. Maybe around like 6. I don't know.
Yeah, it's 5 or 6.
Do you know what the purpose is for the female clitoris?
No. For female sexual pleasure?
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What is that?
No clue. I actually have no idea. Nope. For stimulation, I guess.
Yeah, it's only used for female sexual pleasure.
When looking back at the history of condoms, what was one of the first materials used in early history? So, A, leftover garbage, B, crocodile dung, C, silk, and D, animal intestines.
I'm gonna go with animal intestines.
D, animal intestines is my guess.
Honestly, I don't know that one.
I think it's intestines, animal intestines. D.
I hope C, but I feel like D.
The very first was crocodile poop. Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh-huh. How many years have we been using contraceptive methods?
400 years.
Like how many years do you think?
100.
I'm gonna go with 70 years.
I have no clue.
Ooh, I don't know. Maybe like 50, 60, somewhere in there. I don't know.
It's over 3,000 years ago.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
True or false question?
Okay.
Conflict is destructive in a relationship.
True. False.
True.
No.
I think it depends. I think sometimes conflict can be good to work through things.
Yeah, exactly. Conflict is not destructive.
What percentage of Americans would say that premarital sex among adults is not wrong at all?
Percentage of Americans that would say not wrong. 62%.
Maybe like 70, 80%. I don't know.
I said more than half, more than 50%.
Like 80%?
I would say 80%.
Really close. It's 58%. And then pregnancy questions. Can you have sex during pregnancy and have it be safe? Or can sex cause a miscarriage?
You can have sex during pregnancy. Yes.
I'd say probably not, but I don't know.
Yes.
Yes and yes.
I would say yes. Like it would cause a miscarriage, possibly.
Actually,
no.
no, yeah.
Okay.
So you can have sex while you're pregnant and it will not cause a miscarriage. X chromosomes are girls and Y chromosomes are boys. What does the ova carry and what does the sperm carry?
I have no idea.
Carries X's and the sperm can carry X or Y. The ova carries X's and the sperm can carry X or Y.
So I'm guessing that the ova carries X's and the sperm carries Y's.
I'm not sure. I'm not a biology major.
Fair enough. The ova carries X and sperm carries X or Y, so it determines the gender.
Oh, yeah. Whoops.
And how many different types of HPV are there?
20.
Do you know type 3 to 4 kind, maybe? Or
1.
Over 150.
I'm not sure.
Over 150.
Around how many people have trichomoniasis in the United States alone, and what percentage show symptoms?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I'd say probably a lot of people have it.
What percentage show symptoms?
Is it just in the U.S. or in the world?
U.S.
U.S. 1 million people.
I have no clue what that is.
What would your guess be?
Can you say that word again? That term.
Trichomoniasis. So how many people have trichomoniasis in the United States alone, and what percentage show symptoms? It's an STD/STI.
I have no clue what a trichom.
I have no idea.
Okay, and for percentage showing symptoms?
Let's just say a third, so a million of that.
Okay, so 3.7 million people in the United States have shown to have trichomoniasis, and 30% of them show symptoms. So yeah, pretty much around a million. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That was a guess.
Well, good job.
Cool. Well, thank you.
Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the good things and the bad things that make me. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex. Let's talk about sex.
Welcome back.
Podcast.
We're back.
We just interviewed people, and we're hoping that those interviews, as well as this conversation, is more educational for college-age students, and to start these conversations themselves. So, my questions that we said in the interview was about relationships and communication, and I think what shocked me the most was the split answers about whether conflict is destructive in relationships. And I feel like some people said, I think my favorite answer was that yes, it can be, but it depends, because that really is the answer. Like, conflict itself isn't destructive, but it's how we respond to it. And so people who are less defensive, more open, like more willing to have these hard conversations have shown to have the most relationship satisfaction. And so I think our fear of conflict and like it maybe being harmful, like if we have that view of conflict, is actually what makes conflict harmful, because we're avoidant of it, we're defensive of it. And so I think that just really kind of showed what can lead to conflict being destructive is how we approach it and maybe our view of that. And so I think maybe more people need to be aware that, oh, it's not something to be scared of. There are strategies we can do to make it better.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. My questions were on contraception, and I think the thing that surprised me the most was that people really didn't know how far long ago that contraception really went. I mean, it's easy to assume that, like, based off of the knowledge that we have just quick access to, that maybe contraception and discussions about it haven't been really a big thing until, like, you know, people were guessing the 60s or maybe even 100 years ago. But the crazy thing is that these discussions and these methods have been going as far as 3,000 years ago, with ancient Egyptians literally using like crocodile dung to like put on the tips of their penis. And that is just crazy to me. But you learn something new every day. So I think that was really awesome.
My question was around STDs and STIs, and one thing that surprised me the most was when I was asking how many different types of HPV there were, and some people were just saying around 10 or 20. I even had someone say 1, but in reality there's over 150, and that's where I'm just pretty shocked to see how much people are like underestimating these things.
Yeah.
Or like when I asked how many cases of trichomoniasis were there in the US alone, most people would say like less than 100K or something around there. Someone said 2 million, which was pretty close, but in reality there's a lot more, and most of these don't even, like, most of these cases are like where there's people who don't even show symptoms, and that's like another shocking thing to think about, because, you know, most people don't know they have it.
Yeah.
Because most people just think everything's all right. and that they don't have to go to like STI testings or anything, and then they just engage in sexual activities with others, and then it just keeps on spreading without people's like knowledge about it.
Interesting. One of my I guess most shocking questions was that a lot of people didn't know what an ova was, and so when we asked them like what chromosomes were carried in the ova and which ones were carried in sperm, there's only one person that got it right. And so it's the ova carries the X chromosome and the sperm carries X and Y. And it might have been just them not being informed of what an ova was, but it's like commonly known that the father is the one who decides the sex of the baby. Not that they choose, but that because they carry both X and Y, it's a race to decide which chromosome gets to the ova first, and then that's the deciding factor. So that was really shocking that not many people knew that.
Yeah, I also thought that your pregnancy question was really interesting. If you could touch on that real quick.
Not a lot of people knew that you could have sex while pregnant, or that it could cause a miscarriage. And I think
Could cause a miscarriage.
Yeah, that it could. And the reality is that we have an amniotic sac that protects the baby and acts as a barrier, and the uterus has a lot of strong muscles that act as a protection for the baby, and so it is completely fine, though it is also known that you should probably talk to a doctor before doing that just to make sure there's no complications. But it was shocking to see that not many people knew that.
I had the anatomy questions, the fun ones, in my opinion. The average size of a male erect penis, 5 to 6, and most people actually got that right, which was a little surprising to me because I didn't expect everybody to know. But then thinking about it, I feel like usually when we are talking about anatomy or anything, males are usually in movies and stuff or media, it's usually I feel on males. And then the other question was about what the purpose of the clitoris was. That one was very mixed. Most people didn't know. Some people don't know what the clitoris is or where it's at, or if there is actually a purpose. I think there was maybe 2 people who responded with its actual purpose. So I just thought that was interesting that more people knew about the average size of an erect penis than the purpose of the clitoris.
Yeah, I think that touches on importance of all sexual education, and even just learning about male anatomy was really helpful, and that babies have erections in the womb, that's crazy to me, and just those things you just don't think of, and it's important to expand our perspectives on all of this and have more open communication. So I think this was an attempt at that, and hopefully it sparked things for other people to go have their own conversations about this. But I think that was our hope. And do your own research also, and talk to your doctors and talk to your friends and your partners, because it's important to be informed. So.
And educate others too whenever you get the chance.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks.
Are you done? Are you done?